If you're building something on your own, a small business, a product, a side business, a channel, you already know that building is the easy part. And it's actually the marketing is the content marketing or any sort of marketing. That's the actual hard part. I've been building software for about 23 years. Built big systems for a very well-known company. Shipped and sold my own tools. Built my product, the one I run now as well. This is my product, Brand Brain. It's a social media automation product. It is a team of agents that run your social media. So I can build any system pretty much, but here's the catch. I've always struggled with content systems. The one thing I never cracked was being consistent. I would post for a couple of days and then I would not be consistent with that. I can easily design a system that serves millions, but showing up to post and market my products, that is a big mindset shift I had to make when I'm building products. Distribution is a real wall when you're building a business. How to get in front of people. More output across all platforms, especially when you're doing content marketing, the more you get found. It is very hard to be consistent. So naturally, I built a system. It is 95% automated. You still have that 5% where you have to come in and approve it. You can, once you are comfortable with the system, after you review the output a few times, what it is producing, and then you can full auto it with some guardrails. And even when it's automated 95%, you can still decide what to make, what to research, fact check your research, draft it in my voice. And then the last 5% is where I come in. That's where I approve the content that goes out and gets published to all my social media. And this is not a team of agents with those fancy little job titles. Those kind of videos do well with giving agents cute little names, but I'm more focused on the functionality. And this is something that I actually do every day. In fact, the system that you see in front of you, the drawings and everything, that is actually the part of the content system that I have. I'm building skills, Claude skills for this to work. Skills can be used with any harness, not just Claude Code, but three major skills that I use in my content system, which is trend scan and outlier analysis and replication studio. I have a whole system of leaderboards, dashboards, these sort of like drawings, the exact prompt, and everything I have. I have the heart system, I have the captions here. I can jump to a slide, and all of this is generated automatically. You have to do a few back and forth to get this created. But the exact prompt that I use to get started, it will be in the description somewhere. It will be free. And so you can look at it and go build it yourself, this skill. So let's get into it. Before we get started, ask me this Claude Code versus Claude Cowork. Cowork is friendlier interface, a little bit more hand-holding. Probably just will ask you a couple of more times before it actually actions something on its own. Not better or worse, but my preference is towards Claude Code, maybe because I'm a developer, but I have friends who are using Claude Code who are not developers at all. Because in both cases, you actually use natural language to describe your task or what needs to be done. So it doesn't really matter what you pick at the end of the day. Let me show you my system. My system knows my niche. It sounds like me. But to build it, it takes a little bit of time. You have to chat it first. This is the prompt actually that I had prepared for you guys as well. You can get it from this slide deck. The build prompt, my content operating system, YouTube. So what it does is single self-contained prompt. You paste it into fresh Claude Code. The goal, so the prompt actually starts from here. They maintain a living leaderboard of content, ideas, words replicating, and turn the topic into a finished recordable video, which is a system that you see here with all the captions and the Excalibur like diagrams here. So find the idea. The capability number one is find the ideas, outlier videos from YouTube and X. For now, I have hooked it up to YouTube. X is coming soon. Let me start with the leaderboard here. This is the output at the end of it that you get. This is the living dashboard where I see top performing videos in my niche, and it gets updated every day, which is a cron job, a scheduled job that runs every day. And you can see that all this is in the queue. I can just chat with Claude Cowork or Claude Code to update this board. And currently I'm working on doing something similar to this lady who's doing content on autopilot, similar to something like that. And you have all these filters here as well, and it groups it into different clusters. The one talks about free Claude code, and in that segment, that cluster, what is performing well, you can actually ask Claude to analyze this as well, given a topic, find out why some videos did really well and others didn't. You have different filters. You can customize this for you once you get the system. Usually tend to work on last week, so this like all these videos are getting real traction last week. So it's not a guarantee that whatever you do will go do really well. It's better than shooting in the dark. Make something that people actually want. So currently I'm working on this video right here, so I can go to open the video page here. I will show the whole thing a little bit later in the video, but this is what the outcome that you're working towards. And this is a prompt that you have here to build a similar system. I will share the skills, everything in my community as well later. So it finds ideas once punching their way above their channels, normal numbers on YouTube and X. Then the scoring, it decides which ones are worth copying or, use it as they like to say, use it as inspiration. Then comes the skills, research and reverse engineer the script, thumbnails, the clips, everything, analyze all of that, and what makes it a winning video. It compares everyone who made the same video as well, why one popped and others didn't. The thumbnail, the hook, the word, the structure, everything is analyzed, pulls the thumbnail apart, and gets it personalized to you. Literally what you're watching me do right now. The whole prompt is a free download. It will be in the link below in my newsletter. You subscribe to my newsletter, you will get it. So as I said, the foundation of this is 3 main skills. And again, it's all skills. A lot can be done with just skills without having sub-agents or anything like that. Scoring. A video is not an outlier just because it has big numbers, big views. 2 million subscribers pulling in big views is just a Tuesday. A tiny channel with the same views, but that's the signal. Be its average, the climbing speed is what is the velocity of the video and how fresh they are. And it also takes into consideration how closely it aligns with our own niche. Lean small, under 50K subs, but you get more points. The smaller they are, more points. That's where the next winning format shows up first. So you can see that while scoring separately, collect every video with subs under 50K and views 30K in English long form. You can read through it. It's not that hard here. These are automatic hot priority regardless of the composite. A small channel hitting disproportionate views means the topic is pulling viewers. Proven demand, low competition, log them in a dedicated table. Analyze the angle, persist to watch list. Flag channels under 550K that broke out. A scan without a hidden gem section is incomplete. So that's part of the spec, the prompt to build this system for yourself here, which I'll share again. So that ties into who we watch. We do actually track our channels here, and the small ones popping off. If I go here to content leaderboard, I have the competitions tracked everywhere here neatly. So this is where this is also living. The new competitions discovered gets added here. And whatever they're talking about, it will analyze that first, use them as seed words to find new topics, and you can discover even more competition. That's how that works. You can see the small ones popping up here as well. I'll just quickly show you largest and smallest. If you can see that here, 3.1K subscribers. And if I go there, so you can see that this channel just about 4 months ago, you had like 125K views, 9 months ago, 94K views. So just about 5 days ago, 11K views, 95 views. So that is an outlier right there. So that's probably what it picked up in the last week. Most breakouts are the channels consistently producing repeatable videos. They have videos that gets views more often than not. So that's what that is. So usually what happens is 1 or 2 videos blow up and the channel jumps. So it's actually a good marketing strategy that you can use to follow the same thing. Copy them, use them as inspiration or whatever they say these days, to copy one another and to use the same idea of content and to put the top of the funnel there, attract your customers to your offers, whether that is your business or a course or digital product or whatever that is. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing. Also, keep in mind that you don't need very big numbers. You just need to bring in the very targeted audience to the video to sell a digital product or something like that, which is what I do on a daily basis. Anyway, I don't have big numbers yet. My biggest numbers were like 5K or something like that in my tech channel anyway. I do have a travel channel as well, but that gets bigger numbers, but doesn't make as much money as the channel with a lower number of views. The exact pattern is catching early and then replicating it. With a system like this, I can easily create a video like this and put it out there. You still have to do it, some of it like recording yourself, etc. But you can even automate that. I haven't decided whether to automate that portion yet, but it is very much doable. Competition list, I already showed you what that is. The filter, small, fresh, trending. I don't know if I have that small, fresh, trending. If I go to content leaderboard, you can see here that we also have any size, only show the channel content from the channel that are under 10K. This guy, when this one was pulled, had 4.2K subs, and that was, I don't know, 10th of this month. And the second one, the same guy, Pat Simmons, if I search for him, it won't come up here because he's for the second video he's already above 10K. So Pat Simmons. So from these videos in the last 4 weeks, he jumped from that 4K. Well, at the time of this data was pulled, it was 10K subs. So just replicate what he's doing. Like, so you can see that he's at 12K now. And the writing isn't just a text script. What it produces at the end of it creates this presentation with all these drawings and everything. You can see all these drawings and the resources section here. It jumps into the right section in the resources. It has this caption on the screen, and you can actually drag it to any place and hide that. You can read that, which is what I'm doing currently to refer to it. I'm not exactly reading it verbatim, but it gives me an idea how to talk about. Otherwise, I will just keep rambling like I am doing right now. So the brain is the skills plus the model behind it, which I'm using Claude Code from terminal. So I chat with it to update the leaderboard and all the the text inside the drawing, etc. So Claude Code just recode it, like code on the fly, and regenerate all this. This is not using AI. You can create this style of like handwritten drawing using Nano Banana or something like that, but you don't really need to do that. If you want to save some money, you can just use other libraries. Claude knows already how to do this. Create an SVG, for instance, and use that as an image, or create an HTML and then turn that into an image, etc., or something live like this using Rough.js or Excalidraw or TLDraw or something like that. This is a brain, and you have the nodes files, which is basically all the MD files that I use. I use Obsidian to manage my MD files, which are organized neatly into projects. Obsidian is like a markdown, fancy markdown viewer. Markdown is a file. It's like a text file. So everything is grouped into projects here, and for AppSumo, and I'm doing the different products here. A lot of them are coding projects, and some of them are marketing. I'm probably 50-50 split there in GDPR compliance. And I have all the projects here, and it has all the context. So the projects are using Karpa, these LLMs, this wiki system. I was doing this before that tweet went viral. His tweet gave me a little bit more ideas. Now I have an index file before, which I didn't have. But Obsidian is very good at linking files together like this. You can traverse different files like this, compose one bigger node using multiple other nodes, etc. You can click on them, you can jump that to that file related to that project, things like that. So that's the project system I have, general reference and resource and all the archives here, processed inbox and the completed projects backlog, what is coming, upcoming, etc., failed experiments and all that, which I'll do a proper video after this, and all this very feedback memory here. So this is part of the brain as well. And these are the notes files I have. And dashboards are different dashboards that I have. This is one of the dashboard I just showed you, the content leader dashboard. This is another live dashboard. It finds the prospects from Instagram who I can message to offer them value. More on this will come later, how to set up each and every these workflows. All these studio projects will be shared in my along with the skills in my school community as well. So let's talk money. How much does it cost all of this? Like, it replaces a lot of manpower in terms of, like, if you were to hire a team of people to do all this work, probably easily like 150K even at the junior level to run this. So especially in the US, if you're talking about the US, if you hire someone, 5 people to run all these things, finding trends, scripting, editing, and everything, and a lot of the editing also that Claude does it, like removing silence and etc. It's actually done by Claude as well in my content system, which I'll do a separate video. But it replaces thousands of work. I'm not actually exaggerating. Even the coding stuff itself, we have to pay a lot to a developer if you are doing it by if you are delegating that work to a developer. It's a small team, 150K a year, easy, and versus 100 or 200 per month for the cloud subscription that I'm running. This runs on a cloud subscription, as I said. I'm not paying for any API keys yet. I do run out of limits every now and then, weekly limit, but you have all you need is a cloud subscription that I just use Opus 4.8 model. That's pretty much it. I don't use Sonnet or Haiku or anything because I really don't want to spend time fixing what the mistakes that a lower model did. So the $200 plan is like really worth it, and that is it. This is FAL for I pay for about $10 or 10 or maybe a little bit more than that. When I was using this to generate all these course materials, etc., I was probably paying like $50 or $60 just for generating the nano banana images. Now it can generate the images using code itself, so I don't use it that much. Probably I spend like $15. And we are using YouTube data API. If you create an account on Google Cloud and you create a YouTube data API key, you have something like in the range of like 10K calls that you make to YouTube data API to do searches, get data about other channels and things like that. So that is pretty much it. Basically the price of a lunch versus hiring a researcher. Probably if you're in the US, $10-15. I'm in Vietnam, so my lunch is probably $5. But $15-20, that's like $600 a month. So the setup, the key that we are using, as I said, is YouTube data API key. And if you want X, basically what you do is use Appify or DirectX, which is what I use for my main product here, DirectX API. It's a bit more expensive, but you can use Appify as well. It's equally as good. There's no problem with that. So let's fire the whole thing, how I would build it using this prompt. So you go to resources and just copy the whole thing, right? From the goal from here until the end. And you copy the whole thing, and then you go to Claude Code. I usually like to use the terminal version of Claude Code. I use iTerm. You can easily use terminal program on your Mac or your PowerShell, or if you're on Windows. You can also use Claude Desktop app. So this is the Claude Desktop app. You have the cowork option as well. What you need to do more than anything is to go to your computer and pick a folder and create a folder. I have created a folder called local workspace, which is where all my MD files are here. Create a new folder. Make sure you name it appropriately. Claude will read it's the name of the folder, so to make sense of it. So if you give meaningful names to your memory files, your MD files, and your where you want things put, Claude will use it. So if I create projects and something like that, start putting projects there. And if I create like code here, it'll start putting code there. If I put data there, dashboards there, it will start putting dashboards there. The para system by Tioga Forte that I'm doing, where I showed you earlier, I have the projects and everything like that. I don't have to necessarily follow that. I would say choose the names for these folders based on your operations. Separate them by ops or functionality. Remarketing ops like development team. I will use the Claude Code app. I think it's better to use the terminal. You can also install the Claude Code extension from here. If you search in your ID, which I'm using here is VS Code, Claude Code for VS Code. Okay, just install that. That also works really well. So I can go to open folder, and then I can select that folder, marketing ops there, open that. You can do it that way as well. By the way, to download Claude Desktop, you just need to download the desktop app from claude.com/download this page here. I'm going to use Claude Code and make sure that we select that folder that we just created, marketing ops here, and then open. I have to click it, Trust Workspace, and I also have to click on bypass permission. So I don't want it to constantly ask me all these approval gates. So I don't want to constantly tell it that I approve something before it takes any action. I want it to do it automatically. So I'm going to switch to bypass permissions. If that is not on, you'll have to go to your settings and bypass, search for bypass permissions. And then that should come up, and you have to enable that ILO bypass permissions more. If you don't have this enabled, that option won't be available from this list. It will have all the other ones. If you are concerned about security or safety, you can just use the auto mode. So the model you will use its own intelligence whether to auto approve it. So it will approve on your behalf. So that's what that is. So anyway, make sure you have selected local, which means that you're running Claude Code on your local machine here, and then you're on in that particular folder there. If you are running it from your VS Code, you just open that folder using VS Code and then use a VS Code extension. Same thing from terminal CD, or change that into that directory there, and run Claude dangerously skip permissions. That is similar to bypass permission. Exactly what that is, actually. This is how you take the prompt that I'm sharing with you here, and I think I already have it in my clipboard, and paste it right there. And let's see what it does, right? And to create the skill, etc. If it doesn't, it should, as I said, it's not a one-shot prompt. You just have to do a little bit of back and forth with the model itself to get the studio. But this is a spec here. Fire it off. Fable, I have to switch that to Opus 4.8 because Fable isn't available. Let me just create a new session altogether. While that is running, this is exactly what I did, more or less. Did a little bit of back and forth to create the system. While that is running, maybe I can explain the rest of it actually. Before that, the thing is that Cloud Card has a schedule option, which is worth mentioning now, I think. So what it makes is extra powerful is that once you have the studio and all the skills there, you have these things called as routines, which was called merely schedules before this. You create a routine here, which is basically a cron job, which runs on your computer. As long as your computer is switched on, tell it to update the leaderboard using the replication skill that it's going to create. That's exactly what I've done. All you do is go to new task and create with Claude. I actually have it set up here. So that's a live artifact here. But I don't use it much often because it does, for some reason, it doesn't seem to render the thumbnail. So, but it does get updated every day. It runs every 9 a.m. and rescans and rescores and find new videos and things like that. And fresh by the time I sit down, every row is a video that's outperforming, sorted by the score that we talked about. If you fire the prompt, you won't get it in one shot. I'll share the skill in my community so you can get it from there as well, or should be there in a Substack post. But this is what you're aiming at, this kind of system. This is what you will get at the end of it. You can customize it or customize to your own needs. You don't have to look at the same kind of system to produce the same kind of look and feel and things like that. You can brand on your own based on your brand colors, things like that. But this is what you're aiming at. So competitions list, we already went through that. It is this competitions page here. It tracks all the competition, discovers new competitions, adds it here. And you can see most breakouts, which channels had most number of viral videos in a short period of time, which caused their growth, and the largest channels, which is kind of like, if you look at the largest channel, which is kind of okay because, someone with 9.6 million subscribers getting a good viral post is nothing special. But the smallest post, this one is actually helpful. The smallest channels that are getting a lot of views for videos, it has like 2 videos from this channel that went viral. So that is something to track that channel because he's doing something right. So it's probably a good idea to track that competition, or friendly competition. So each video that we are working on, once you identify from the content leaderboard, let's say I see this one I want to work on, for example, I just open Claude terminal again and tell Claude Code, from the content leaderboard, I want to work on this video. For example, if I open this video, then it will go ahead, get the transcript, and it will analyze it and give you all of this. So let's go through this, automate 90% of my content, which is what I'm doing in a different way, I guess. Our clone of a proven breakout, everything for this one video is in one place. So it doesn't guarantee that your video will do well just because you do it, but yeah, at least You are not pulling anything out of thin air. And the angle, what she did, the hook, what's in the hook, what's the structure. So let's have a look here. Pain mirror, cold open, narrate the universal creator burnout loop, which is what I, opening of this video is also similar to that as well. The pane mirror credential, the thumbnail cue, the orange content on autopilot, look flat orange with a faint graph paper texture. So it analyzed that as well. Thumbnail analysis here, orange green background. What carries the click? One clear promise in a cream type, readable, tiny size, one content on autopilot. The pipeline visual, 5 notes say, this is whole team working for you. A small creator breakout sub 33K. At the time when she did this, she probably had like 1,000 subscribers or something like that, or maybe even less, like 200 subscribers, something like that. So why it broke out, this is Claude 6, probably not 100% accurate, but calculates the velocity, etc. For it actually found out that another creator, Sabrina Ramanov, did exactly the same thing. But hers didn't get that many views at that time when the analysis was done. So it actually pulls in the creators that are copying each other and see why one worked and why others didn't. So same format, family, different mechanism. For next gen AI, these are went viral. That's what it's saying. All these people, but the control. So that it is using this as a control. So I'm not very good at statistics. So, but it's using that VDS control to establish a baseline. That's what it does. And why it actually broke out 180K on a 32K channel, 28x versus its on average was driven by things behind the click, not the packaging. The Sabrina control proves it. Identical thumbnail and title, opposite result. The burnout mirror hook, a story that mirrors the viewer finished work. Sit to record, give up, that happened to me. That's a hook. And other different analysis and output of that analysis there. The hook gets its own analysis. You can actually restructure this data based on your own ops, how you want to create your video autopilot, video studio. In this case, just talk to Claude Code how exactly do you want it. You can customize a prompt the way you want it before you copy my prompt and put it into Claude Code. And why it performed. A creator who built 550K still burnt out is a most relatable, trust building, open, available to cold audience. Aspirational team building or honesty. Watch me architect a 7 agent content team. So she's doing actually the build. Not really, she is actually jump cutting it. But that's the whole idea of that, what Claude thinks why it took off, why that video took off. Tools and word our skill substitute is trying to personalize it to us, in this case me, my skill system, what I use, what technologies that I use, etc. And it comes up with a beat map, personalization script and everything. So in the skill, what it does, it gives the beats. It breaks down the original video into beats and gives its own, each segment of the video gets its own analysis. Comes up with the beat map and finds out the personalization opportunities, comparing, because I have everything in Obsidian, all my data, it compares with what I have, my offers, the products that I'm building, and all of that is in the Obsidian Vault. And then it finds maybe we can personalize this into our own, integrating our own tools. So it identifies those personalization options here. So what it does is after the beat map is created, it will start interviewing using its own built-in tool, question tool or something like that. And it will interview me. What it does is after interviewing with me for personalization, it creates a personalization.md, so global settled decisions, and it actually captures all the personalization. So it never forgets it. I can just point it to this document, what conversation I had with Cloud Code, settled what were the decisions made, how to personalize it, etc. So, and those are the decisions here: global decisions, spine and approach, audience, automation level, honest, keep it honest, and open fast, hook credential, honest catch, call to action links, per bit decisions, and things like that. Reviewed. It goes through each and every beat of the original video, tries to interview me. And it doesn't have to be from one video. You can also tell code to analyze multiple videos and pull data and create an outline of that and interview you based on that. And then it captures this. And after that, what it does is comes to the script. It personalizes the original video and comes up with the script. And this is where it creates a script, and then I can actually review them. Again, I can give my review comments here. and then I can add the review. You don't have to type it. You can use something like Whisper Flow to the transcription, voice to text. You can actually see my previous comments here. Drop the quick bit about me. This lands fine, and you can see all these comments that I given it, and show me the final version. So it shows me the final version. After, what it does is, if I go back again, creates a presentation deck from that script once everything is finalized, and open deck will show you the presentation deck that I am using for this video. So I can hide that. I can switch on the captions, put it anywhere I want. All this can be done if you spend about 2 to 3 hours doing back and forth, copy my prompt, maybe even less. This is just for content creation. This can be applied to any of your ops, create a studio customized to you. And with just $200, you have an entire SaaS and live dashboards built for you without paying for 10 different SaaS applications. So the idea is that it gets the idea why it broke out. It analyzes the hook and thumbnail, what to make, etc. From a script, it creates a whole presentation. We already talked about that. And captions, beat by beat, hand-drawn slides. You get that. Hit play and read. Basically, what I do mainly is that I put caption summary here and I read that because I forget it and drift and I ramble. I read this and I just resize when during editing. I just resize the presentation. That's basically it. Or I'll just decide to keep it here. It's sometimes engaging, sometimes not. And that's basically what I do. But I'll just keep it here, and basically that's it. So personalization we already covered. It looks into my story, my numbers, my examples, my offers, and everything. And every beat, the all skills at the prompt, everything will be in my community. Or I will share this presentation deck as well. You can copy it from there. In my community, it says AI makers community. I constantly create other tools for marketing as well. For example, SEO and topic clustering and things like that. I also have mini courses here. I used to have more members, which I didn't pay a lot of attention to making this because I was focused on creating my product. But I realized that the whole thing is a one big product. So I probably should nurture the community as well. So this will be available in the paid community as well here, or subscribe to my newsletter. It will get the initial things that you can build your system, your own custom system with the prompt, etc. will be shared there as well. So links are in the description. Get it from there. And we already went through reviewing it like a doc, a comment, it replies, rebuilds. You are the editor, it does the typing. And the thumbnails. Let's have a look at the thumbnails, what it did. So in the analysis, it has a thumbnail section, what it is going to. You can actually use one of this. I probably will use the same thing that what she did as well. And we'll see. It's a different take on the same thing. Probably you can. There's a feature in YouTube where you can actually A/B test all three. So I'll probably use all three. So the same thing with thumbnails. It reads the winners, especially the small channels. Borrow the best parts from several and build a few versions. You can V1, V2, V2, V3. We have 3 versions as I showed you. As I said, you can switch on a daily routine or a scheduled task in Claude Code or Claude Cowork, and then it updates your live leaderboard of content. I do also have skills to cut it into clips, which I will do another video on. Strip the dead air, ums and the silences, etc., mistakes, etc. Convert into shorts or captions, and you can use hyperframes or something like that to create motion graphics on top of it. And another skill, but I will be coming with a new video. So make sure that you like this video and subscribe so you get notified for that as well. How to schedule using to your social media. You don't have to use an external third party. In my case, I have my own product, Brand Brain here. So if I go in and log in there, I have all my platforms connected here. And Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, WordPress. I'm working on it. So if you want access to it, you can join my community. You'll get early access. What it does is creates the topical maps. It has different topic clusters. You can create blog posts and use the briefs to write it, or use the brief to create social media content. So you can actually use the clusters and what actually people are searching for, which are in terms of queries here, research that, which the research will be collected under sources, and that can be turned into different posts as well. So you get a lot of different platforms from the same piece of content, repurposing everything in one studio, and you get autonomous. One post needs a connection, assign account, so the agents will tell you what to do, etc. If it gets into some trouble, so I can approve that, assign accounts, pick the right platform each post, and send to the agent. Agent will pick it up from there. That's basically it. If you want to try it out, you can actually try it out. It will take you through a credit card trial system, but you can just click explore. If you have an API open router API key, you can put it here and then use a model from here. So, but anyway, very quick intro for my product, and you also have some free, free models there on Open Router as well, so you can try it. You can try it out. But anyway, so that is beyond the scope of this video. But what I do is that Claude Code actually creates content for me here. So this is an agent, Cloud agent that is running from that. But if I go to content review here, all this content that is going on, I created this carousels, and it connects to Brand Brain using MCP servers, and it also publishes reels. I can also use my own face here on cloud version, but if I were to select the published ones, we're gonna see they have Cloud Core is working under the hood to changing, redesigning my things. So maybe I have to, okay, reels. If I go to vertical videos and up published, you can see that it is created using hyperframes without using my avatar video. I can actually use these kind of videos using hyperframes and overlay my face on top of it, make it talk, things like that. And it is already published to my Instagram there. So that is a whole system which I will do a part two on how it connects to Brand Brain, the whole social media system, and maybe explain the different, how it promotes different products, etc. there as well. So but that's for another video. So that's the system. Find outliers and figure out what to make next. And it's a fresh leaderboard, so you actually it's for, if you're doing content, you need to be on top, right? For especially if you're doing news type of content and you're trying to hop onto trends and to hop on the trends to push your own offers and drive some traffic to your own offers things. And from that, clips are generated. AI Clipper just put my long form videos into videos here, and it will. So these are my live streams that it is creating clips of. So you can actually see that how it is clipping it. So it is like it replaces something like Opus Clip or something like that. So since this is a live stream, it does take my overlay, what I'm doing on the corner of the video, and cuts it out and puts in the middle, and puts my screen on the top and things like that. It does some smart things like that. So I'll be doing videos on all the skills that I use to run my ops. All of that is coming. And then after the clips are generated, you can schedule using my app to distribute it to social media. So that's the whole system that I have here. So I'll drop the prompt, copy it from here, put it into Cloud Code as a goal. So what I wanted to show you was this goal command. So if you say goal, it will run until the goal is met, which is actually, I missed. Instead of saying the goal, you have to say /goal, and it will try to do it in a loop until it meets the success criteria of this task. So I just wanted to mention that. So because you have this initial prompt, you will take a way less time than it took me to figure it all out. And grab the prompt, free link below subscribe to my newsletter. And if you want the whole system and with everything, you don't have to do the back and forth. You just want to start off. Join the community. I'll be sharing that there very soon, along with this presentation deck and everything. If you have any question, you get access to me as well. So link for that in the description as well. You don't need an audience. You do need some audience, but you don't need a big of an audience that you think you need. And you need a system that figures out what to make and point at your niche and just go with that. This will speed up your process of content creation. That being said, I will bid you adios, and I'll see you in the next video.